Tonight, at least two people hurt in a shooting involving ICE agents in an upscale area of Maryland today. Authorities say agents were forced to fire at a van that tried to run them over. Now, unfortunately, this is not an uncommon occurrence in our nation. Well, joining us now is the perfect guest with more insight on this and more, our good friend, Arizona Congressman, co-chair of the Border Security Caucus, Andy Biggs. Congressman, Merry Christmas to you. This is an incredibly disturbing thing that somebody tried to run over ICE agents again in this country.
Yeah, it's not just disturbing, Todd. What it is criminal, and it's being incited by the left and anarchists and Democrats who are pro-open borders. They've tried to dehumanize ICE. They are okay with violence. You've got at least one member of Congress that is under indictment for attacking ICE people. You have another one from Arizona even misconstruing and misleading people of what happened in an incident in Arizona where violence occurred. And I'm just telling you, these leaders who are fomenting this, until they're held accountable by the police power of the executive branch, this is going to keep happening.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand here, Congressman, is that you've got these elected leaders, many of them governors and mayors, and it's their rhetoric. I think that should be at least partly to blame for these attacks on these ICE agents. What do you think we ought to do to lawmakers that are using their platforms to basically encourage the violent mob?
Well, if you can find a nexus, then you need to charge them with aiding and abetting. I mean, look, you had the mayor of Minneapolis, who's a left-wing whack job, just in the last 24 hours or so, come out and say that ICE agents trying to use ICE or their government authority to do ICE operations in his city could be killed. I want you to listen to that rhetoric. Could be killed, and that's a threat. And it's everything from the people talking about CCOT down in El Salvador, which, by the way, I'm one of the few members of Congress who have been there. And I could just tell you this kind of fomenting of violence at some point has got to be held accountable, these people who are doing this.
Congressman, we're hearing some, not all, but some of these so-called conservative influencers on social media, and they're actually suggesting that the border is not as secure as President Trump is saying. I mean, you're there in Arizona. First of all, how is our border doing? Are we seeing folks still coming across? And how high of a priority do you think the border is going to be in the gubernatorial race in Arizona?
Well, Todd, it's night and day. I've taken more members of Congress to the border than anybody else. And I will tell you, it's night and day. There were places I could go and we could see hundreds of people crossing in an hour or so. And so you don't get anything like that. It's not perfect because we have certain spots where there's no border security walls or fences or very little help from some of the local folks there. And I can tell you that Arizona still is the #1 human and trafficking and drug trafficking corridor, but by and large, Todd, it is such a dramatic improvement. It's not accurate to say that it's not. It's almost 100% improvement. Is it perfect? No, not yet. It's never going to be perfect because it is a massive border, and you actually have people in America that are trying to aid and abet some of these people coming across.
Congressman, I want to switch gears here. You are a member of House Judiciary Committee and want to share this tweet with you. How do you feel about the DOJ saying earlier today it has found over 1 million additional documents potentially related to Jeffrey Epstein on Christmas Eve, Congressman?
Yeah, well, I mean, there is more to the Jeffrey Epstein story than any of us ever could have imagined, but I wouldn't be surprised if they find even more. They're going to let those out, and I think it's kind of backfiring on the Democrats. I mean, when you think about it, under Bill Clinton, they had evidence against Epstein, but they chose not to investigate or indict or prosecute. That's the type of thing I'm talking about that really you need to get that underground.
Yeah.
Go clean that out and let's make sure everybody that should have been held accountable does get held accountable.
So looking ahead to 2026, Congressman, I know the House Speaker said they're going to get really aggressive. They're going to get aggressive come January. I'm just wondering what the heck he was waiting for. I mean, you guys, Republicans, have been in control of Congress, all year?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've always find these things. We're waiting. We're going to kick the can down the road, and we're going to pull the starter on the lawnmower here pretty soon. I've always been very intrigued by that because, for instance, on the healthcare issue, many of us filed healthcare bills, and I've actually aggregated them and put them into a single bill, which I don't really necessarily like, but I'm trying to get the point across that we actually have a plan that would reduce premiums, increase healthcare freedom, but it's just sitting dormant, right? I mean, and that's the problem, in my humble opinion, is that we get fixated with just the same few people doing certain stuff. And really what needs to happen is you need to democratize the entire body and get it going, because there's a lot of stuff we can do, and there's a lot of great ideas and a lot of great legislation to do it with.
All right, Congressman, we have to leave it there. I want to let you get back to your Christmas celebration with you and your family. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Todd. Best to you and yours.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.